What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Live List Internet Radio Show. I'm your host, Ghetto from the South. Today we're going to talk about Cyntoia Brown. Who is she? What is this case all about? We're going to go over some details about the case, about who Cyntoia Brown is. Apparently there was a documentary that was filmed about her. We have several sources, and I'll show you those in just a second. We've got Wikipedia. We've got some articles from CNN, and actually an article from a local news station that is covering the story as well. If you've never been here before, this is the Live List Internet Radio Show. Go and check out some of the other videos. This is the kind of thing that we cover. These are the kind of stories that we prefer to dive deep on. If you're a deep diver, if you're a free thinker, if you're not afraid of a little conversation, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Give this video a thumbs up and a like. I'm going to play a couple of songs and let a couple of people get in here. And then we're going to go ahead and get on with the show. This first song is They See It by Jay Vision. And then we're going to get into some Honey Brown, Ghetto Child. Or should I play that Ghetto Child first? I think I'll play that Ghetto Child first, and then we'll get into some of that They See It. Let a couple people get in. I'm in the chat like always. Keep it locked.
Mama's got 3 other mouths to feed, and Daddy broke out 5 years ago. Things get heavy, but Mama's a rider, working day and night trying to take care of home. He don't wanna see the tears in her eyes when she's thinking about how hard she tries. Any day could be out in the street. Seems like kids ain't ever gonna meet. So he's old enough to know the right choices to make, but young enough not to really give a damn. Long as the block stay hot with the product, it won't be a problem to feed the fam. Ghetto child facing the heat. The streets they raise you, but where do they take you? Another mile chasing relief. Will you get a breakthrough before they make you? Just another ghetto child, living died in the streets. A ghetto child, ghetto story. Just another ghetto child, living died in the streets. A ghetto child, ghetto story. Baby boy stays out all night grinding, coming home with a few grocery bags. Tommy and Kim got brand new kicks, and funny these days he ain't hurting for cash. But that don't mean Mama don't worry. Every time he walks out, walks out the door, she don't ask how he goes about it. She only prays God, please get him safely.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. I don't know if you can still hear this song. I'm going to try to turn it down to where you can barely hear it. You guys let me know in the comments if you guys can still hear the song. I want you to be able to hear it a little bit in the background. It's going to fade out eventually. I want to get on into this story, guys, if you don't mind. I find it really fascinating, really interesting. So Governor Bill Haslam of Tennessee has granted full clemency to Cyntoia Brown and sets the release date for August the 7th. Now, a lot of people are asking, why so long? If she's got the clemency, why can't she go ahead and go home now? We'll get into that as well. Cyntoia Brown was sitting in the visiting room of the Tennessee Prison for Women Monday when the lawyers walked in with life-changing news. You're getting out in August, Charles Bones said. As soon as he saw her, her reaction was immediate. We've all seen the pictures. We've all seen her smiling and this big grin on her face. But who is she? Who really is she? And by the way, guys, if you're just joining us, this is just my personal research. I'm not going to. I hope you guys aren't expecting a very professional presentation. I just got wind of this story. I really just heard about it a couple of days ago when the clemency was granted. Maybe I remember hearing something about it when it actually happened, but I don't remember much about it. So apparently, what happened was this woman got sentenced to life in prison for murdering a man, she says in self-defense. She was, according to an article here by CNN, she went viral on social media this week, and she's been in jail for more than 10 years. She says in 2004, she was a child marked by abuse and drugs. She was raped and forced into prostitution by a pimp and ended up killing one of her clients in self-defense. This is what CNN says, when she was just 16 years old. Despite her youth, she is tried as an adult and given a life sentence. Now, that's another topic that we're going to discuss briefly on this show, and we'll get into that on subsequent shows. Despite her youth, she was tried as an adult and given life sentence. The details of the crime, including the fact that the man who paid for sex with the child was 43 years old, have started circulating again. And like I said, everybody's catching wind of these stories in light of the R. Kelly thing, in light of the Drake thing, in light of all of these, Harvey Weinstein, all of these guys. With the hashtag Free Cyntoia Brown movement is now in effect. So what we're finding out is the details of this case. Like I said, I'm just finding this out. 16-year-old girl with a pimp named Cutthroat. Now, let's see what happened in this actual case. Now, let's see, according to the documentary here, it says that the man's name was Johnny Allen, the man that was murdered, the man who was killed. 51 years this girl got for murdering this guy, for killing this guy. She claims she was forced into prostitution at an early age, and this is the Wikipedia I'm going off of now, which investigators disputed due to lack of physical evidence. Now, what does that mean? So, the girl claimed that she'd been forced into prostitution at an early age, which investigators disputed due to lack of physical evidence. Wow, whatever. Okay, so Brown further claimed she killed Allen in self-defense, adding she feared she was likely to be murdered by him. Prosecutors argued the physical evidence presented at the crime scene suggested that Allen was asleep at the time of the murder. Now, let's look at here what CNN says. CNN says, where does it say here that self-defense? I thought I saw self-defense here. Yeah, she was raped and forced into prostitution by a pimp and ended up killing one of her clients out of self-defense when she was just 16 years old. Despite her youth, she was tried as an adult and given a life sentence. Now, here on the Wikipedia page, it's saying that our prosecutors argued that the physical evidence present at the time of the crime scene suggested that Allen was asleep at the time of the murder. And she actually served time for this quote-unquote murder. So what it leads me to believe, now I'm not saying any, is that she actually got prosecuted, convicted of killing this man, correct? So why is CNN, my question, I guess, is why is CNN reporting that it was self-defense? I mean, I don't know. We'll get to the bottom of that. And is CNN fake news? Is CNN fake news? Wow. Wow. Okay. Let's keep going. Now here is a little bit of the timeline here. I saw this at the bottom of this page, and this is, again, what website is this? Tennessean.com. Now, 2004 August, Nashville real estate agent Johnny Allen is found naked with a gunshot wound to the back of the head in his Mossdale drive home. Brown, 16, told police he had picked her up at a Sonic's drive-in. So he got her at a Sonic's drive-in. So is this where they're pimping out? Let me go to the chat a little bit. Let me find out what's going on in the chat. TG says, hey, what's up, TG? What a wrench. I don't even know what to do with it. You're happy. Yeah, you got it, baby. Let's see. Edwin Letty says, yes, I'm so happy she deserves her freedom. She has paid for what she has done. She has been a role model inmate and deserves a second chance. Hopefully she can find a place to stay. TG says, Cutthroat. The name says, exactly. A celebrity will set her up with something for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Someone will step up and help her. Absolutely. I think so as well. You know what I mean? What's the girl's name that's just doing all that talking about R. Kelly the other day? Jada Pinkett Smith. She can help out. She can help out. She's got paper. But let's go down a little bit more of this timeline. So told her to got picked up at a Sonic's drive-in. Now, Brown said she was with a teen prostitute. She said she was a teen prostitute and shot Allen, 43, because she thought he was reaching for a gun under his bed. So, boom, we got her statement right here. She thought he was reaching for a gun under his bed. Boom, she shot him. No questions asked. Okay, so a jury convicts Brown of first-degree murder and robbery in 2006. Brown is sentenced to life with the possibility of parole in October of 2006. State officials said the law dictate that she serve at least 51 years before becoming eligible for release. Wow. Okay, in 2011, the documentary released. All of this other stuff is really legalese. I don't really want to go through all of that with you. What I did want to mention though is like one of the people said in the comments here, she did receive a college degree, or GED, and a college degree from here. Let me find that. Let me click Control Find and put in GED. Here it is. All right. During her time in prison, Brown completed her GED and a college degree from Lipscomb University. Her allies say she hopes to apply her education by supporting social justice issues through her own nonprofit. Now that's something right there. That's an inspiration story right there. Brown already has job offers. Walker, the pastor, one of the pastors that helped her with this, I'm guessing. I'm gonna read back through that and find out for you. Said that Brown was welcome to work in his church. Her lawyers also want to hire her. Wow. Okay. Her advocates said they would continue to support Brown after her release. They said, "We intend to honor Governor Haslam's faith in Cyntoia. We will continue to walk with her." That's so wonderful. That's so powerful. All right. Now let's go back a little bit to this Wikipedia and find out a little bit more about the background. We see here the background of Cyntoia Brown. Now this is what we want to know. We've heard the legal issues. Now we've heard the conflicting stories. So now let's hear the background. Cyntoia Brown was born in 1988. She's a couple years younger than me. She was given up for adoption by her biological mother, Georgina Mitchell, when she was 2 years old. When Mitchell became pregnant with Cyntoia, she continued consuming alcohol, which may have resulted in fetal alcohol spectrum disorder. Mitchell began using crack cocaine when Cyntoia was 8 months old, and she was given up to Ellenette Brown. The film suggests that although Ellenette Brown provided a generally stable home, Cyntoia didn't have sufficient stability in her home for proper emotional development. And by 2004, she had become a runaway. By the time she was 16, Brown's encounters included many rapes, assaults during and before being raped, and times when she was under the influence of drugs. Brown had a physically and sexually abusive pimp named Cutthroat, sometimes shortened to just Cut, who brandished guns at her and forced her into prostitution. Brown was picked up by a 43-year-old real estate agent, Johnny Allen, and taken to his house on August 6, 2004. Brown stated that for several weeks leading up to that day, she had been repeatedly raped and was on drugs. Wow. When she arrived at Allen's house, she found it contained several guns. Brown said that she was afraid that she would be shot. She was afraid that she would be shot, which led her to shoot and kill Allen. Brown was then arrested for Allen's murder. Her self-defense plea was not accepted by the jury because the victim was found with interlaced fingers under his face and a shot to the back of his head. The conclusion was that the victim was asleep at the time of the death. Cyntoia Brown also admitted to executing the man on tape when speaking with her mother on the phone in custody. Wow. Okay. So that's something else. That's something else. Wow, that's something else. What do you guys think about that one? What are you guys thinking in the chat about that one? That's something else right there. Let me go to the comments. Let me see what's going on in the comments. What's going on in the live chat? The trick went to reach for something on the side of his bed. She thought he was reaching for a weapon because he showed her many of his guns. Okay. That's what Erwin Letty is saying. they also are saying she was a product of a mother that used drugs and alcohol during pregnancy. As a direct result of this, she has several mental issues, but she has them controlled by meds and has done quite well. TG says, please Google Johnny Allen's picture. Okay, I will definitely do that. He looks greasy and slimy. So let's go ahead and take a look at Johnny Allen, the Johnny Allen, the greasy, slimy guy. Johnny Allen. I'm sure he has got plenty of hits as well. Wow, look at this fella. Look at this fella. Which one is him now? Which one is him? Found dead. So this has got to be him. No, hold on. Let me make sure. All of this looks like Johnny Allen, Cyntoia Brown. Now let me get some images. So where is he? Which one is him, TG? Which one is him? I want to know. I want to know which one is the deceased. I keep seeing this guy pop up. I want this to be him so bad. Oh, yeah. Okay, so this is him. 16-year-old. Okay, so this is the guy. Wow. Johnny Allen. Yeah, he was trying to kill a motherfucker. He was trying to murder some shit up. Wow. Wow. So what are you guys thinking about this, man? Because like I said, right here, we're just hearing something else. We're hearing that a different, according to Wikipedia, there are so many conflicting stories on this case. I don't see how this woman, wow. Just me as a rational thinking person, I'm listening to the details as I listen to them, as the evidence is presented. It seems like it could have been a robbery. Maybe I am, saying that wrong, but regardless, the fact of the matter is we have a woman here that is mentally challenged, that is, been physically abused, raped, molested, run away from home, foster child, given up for adoption. This woman has been through it all, prostituted out, drugged out. This woman has gone through it. She's probably at her, and she's seeing an easy hit, an easy lick. You know what I mean? She didn't know it was gonna turn badly. You know what I'm saying? This guy could have quite easily, you know what I mean, been trying to kill her. You know what I mean? But it does, listening to the evidence, it does kind of look bad for her. But what I don't agree with is at 16 years old, we talk about how at 16 years old, a woman can, go to jail, can go to prison for the rest of her life, but she can't drink a beer. She can't smoke a cigarette. And children in general, at 18 you can go to war, but you can't drink a beer, you can't smoke a cigarette, but you can go to prison and war. It's really ridiculous, and I'm not going to throw a race aspect into it today. I'm just going to speak objectively about it, as I can. It really looks as if this young lady was railroaded her whole life. It looks as if the criminal justice system gave her an unfair shake, and it looks like things are being corrected now. And I really admire her for sitting those 10 years out, for keeping going with the appellate process, for keeping up with the lawyers, for staying on top of it, getting that GED, getting that college degree, got job offers on the way out, keeping national attention on your name, even though it does look as if she's somewhat culpable here. And I don't want to say that because, like I said, she's clearly mentally disturbed. So I really need you guys' opinion on this. I really need you guys' comment on this. Go back to what article, TG? Which article do I need to go back to? TG? I need to go back to the CNN article. Do I need to go back to the Facing Life? Let's go back to the Tennessean.com. Tennessean.com. Now let's read a little bit more about what they say about it. So Brown was sentenced to life in 2006. She has been granted a full commutation to parole on Monday. She'll stay on parole for 10 years. So If that's the case, why isn't she out already? If her sentence is fully commuted, she should be able to leave now. August, why? I don't understand that aspect of it either. Why, if her sentence has been commuted, she's been granted clemency, and clemency is different than a pardon in a way that, and I had questions about this yesterday. A pardon is that your crimes are absolved. You're no longer a felon. You've been expunged. Clemency is where, okay, we've taken a look at the case and we're going to grant you leniency based on certain factors, mitigating and litigating circumstances. With that being said, if they're going to grant clemency and they've commuted the sentence in full, and commutation means that your sentence is commuted, you no longer have to serve this sentence. The sentence is done. What you've served has already will serve as your time served. With that being the case, why is she not out immediately? These are questions to ask. She will stay on parole for 10 years. Let me go back to the chat and see what TG said about that article. Yes. Okay. All right. We're here. All right. So with that, okay, so Cyntoia Brown committed, by her own admission, a horrific crime at the age of 16, Haslam said in a statement. All right. And this is the governor. Yet imposing a life sentence on a juvenile that would require her to serve 51 years before being eligible for parole is too harsh. Finally, we have officials who have some goddamn sense. Trump just passed criminal justice reform. I covered that in an earlier video. It's doing a little bit, but it's not doing a lot. It is, I will be honest, it is the most comprehensive criminal justice reform bill that has been passed in decades. But it really doesn't do much. It only helps, out of the millions of people in jail, it helps maybe a percentage of them from the articles I've read, maybe 1%, 2%. But it's a start. It's something. And that's saying something, that the biggest criminal justice reform bill in decades is only helping 1% to 2% of people. That's saying a lot, isn't it? And it's saying a lot about this case. Our 16-year-olds, our 15-year-olds, tried as adults. Oh, he murdered a man. He killed a man. He deserves to go to jail for life, with or without the possibility of parole. 51 years must be served. At 16 years old, coming from a life of prostitution, pimped out, drugged out, raped, beaten, scared for your life every night, probably staying in cars. Pimp probably ain't doing all right. It's hard out here for a pimp. Man, what are y'all thinking, man? Let me go back to the chat. Y'all ain't saying in the chat. Let me know who's in here, man. Give me a pound TLL in the chat. Let me know who's in here. And what you guys think about about this. Like I said, this is my personal research. I didn't come on here to, preach anything to anybody. I'm just really reading this for the very first time. It's very fascinating. So let's get back to it here. It says transformation should be accompanied by hope, the governor goes on. So I am commuting Ms. Brown's sentence subject to certain conditions. Brown will be required to participate in regular counseling sessions and perform at least 50 hours of community service, including work with at-risk youth, which she already does. She will also be required to get a job. And we already covered that. These things are already in the works for her. Her legal team has already offered her work with her, probably as a paralegal. There are churches that are offering her jobs. She's going to be covered. August 7 marks 15 years since the date of her crime. And that's the date she's getting out. Wow. Brown's attorney said 15 years is the typical sentence for a second-degree murder conviction. With God's help, I'm committed to live the rest of my life helping others, especially young people. My hope is to help other young girls avoid ending up where I have been. And that is a quote from Cyntoia Brown. This is very interesting. Imagine, and this is a post. Imagine at the age of 16 being sex trafficked by a pimp named Cutthroat. After days of being repeatedly drugged and raped by a different man, you were purchased by a 43-year-old child predator who took you to his home to use you for sex. You end up finding enough courage to fight back and shoot and kill him. You're arrested as a result and tried and convicted as an adult and sentenced to life in prison. This is the story of Cyntoia Brown. She will be eligible for parole when she is 69 years old. And this is from, I don't know when this is from, but I guess maybe this is what sparked the outrage for her case. You see, this guy has 66 million followers, so that's probably why it got the coverage it did. And it's a shame that, Kim Kardashian has apparently tweeted about it. I'm going to leave it off here for tonight, guys. Oh, wait, hold on. TG has just gave us another article here. I want to look at Johnny Allen West. She sent me an article here, and this is from the Tennessean as well. I'll look at Johnny Allen West. So apparently they have that. Let me go ahead and search that up, because I want to know who this guy is too. I want this to be a complete look at everything. I thought I had looked at everything because I haven't seen many articles on Mr. Johnny Allen. But we're definitely wanting to see this guy. Okay, yeah, let's definitely look at this article right here. Right here. Matter of fact, let me put, boom. Okay. Boom. Okay. 1 second, family. Let me put Mr. John, because he needs to have his face all over the news too, Mr. Child Sex Predator. Johnny Allen. All right, here we are. So, who was Cyntoia Brown convicted of killing? A look at Johnny Allen. So, Tennessee Governor Bill Haslam we know this story already. She was 16 at the time and shot and killed by 43-year-old real estate agent Johnny Allen. This guy he looks like a piece of work, right? All right, get off of there. I want to read the rest of the story and not see this picture. How do I get this back off of here? Jeez Louise. Jeez, I hate this website already. I hate the Tennessean website. You won't be seeing me doing a lot of things from the Tennessean website. I will, I can tell you that. It is not good. Don't like it. All right. So in 2004, Brown, who was 16 at the time, shot and killed 43-year-old real estate agent Johnny Allen. Allen had picked her up at an East Nashville Sonic restaurant and drove her to his home. Allen and Brown were strangers when they met, and Brown said that she shot him in the back of the head as he lay naked beside her because she feared for her life. At the time, Brown ran away from home and claimed she had been forced into prostitution by her then boyfriend who she was living with at a hotel. So this is a totally different story. Prosecutors said she committed a cold-blooded murder and then robbed Allen before fleeing his residence with his car, money, and guns. Brown's advocates say that in addition to being a victim of child sex trafficking, Brown's age and fetal alcohol syndrome made it impossible for her to consider the ramifications of her actions. Who was Johnny Allen? At a Clemency hearing in May of last year, Anna Whaley, a longtime friend of Allen, said his story had been lost in all the attention confused on Brown. Johnny has a voice, and Johnny's family has a voice, she said. Johnny's voice has not been heard in all these years. I want to say Johnny's life mattered. Okay, whatever, let's hear it. Cyntoia went out that night with a loaded gun in her purse, and that was the gun she used to kill Johnny, Whaley said at the hearing. At the time of the murder, Allen's friends and police investigators claimed that he was acting as a good Samaritan. What? Okay. Okay. He understood her to be homeless. Metro Police spokesman Don Aaron said in 2004. God probably put him in her path to make a choice. Okay. We're listening. Okay. Allen's friend Debbie Heunen said at the time. Okay, Debbie, God probably put him in her path to make a choice. Okay, so you're laying next to her in bed naked. But, okay. She said Allen probably was the one person who was going to help her turn her life around. That's sad. Okay. Okay. Whatever you say, Miss Debbie Huden. A memorial Facebook page called Friends of Johnny Allen posted a statement Monday saying, "Our hearts are broken today as the governor has decided to grant Johnny's murderer clemency. The activist mob, with its repetition of Cyntoia's lies and slander, managed to prevail against justice." Wow. Okay. So police testimony, Brown said Allen made her uncomfortable. Nashville Police Detective Charles Robinson testified in Brown's 2004 murder trial that she told investigators she shot Allen because she feared for her life. Allen told Brown that he was once in the military and that he was once a sharpshooter, and showed her some of his rifles that he owned, Robinson testified. The detective also testified that when they went to the bedroom and got in bed, Brown told Robinson that Allen, quote, made her feel uncomfortable, end quote, by touching her a couple of times and kept getting out of bed. So you touching her a couple of times and kept getting out of bed. This whole story it's starting to get wackier and wackier. Is it people? Is it not people? It's starting to get wackier and wackier. Sockdesk says this is a Jew. Cyntoia did nothing wrong and she deserves a Medal of Honor. Sockdesk also said Jews have a little. Wow, Sockdesk, I love you, bro, but you're gonna have to turn your desk around, man. You in timeout. You in timeout, bro. You in timeout, Sockdesk. I'm gonna have to put you in timeout, bro. Turn your desk around a little bit, you know what I'm saying, and come back better than that, bro. Like, we're not finna bash, different races on this channel. This is a news show. This is for information. This is for edification, for enlightenment, for upraising, for uplifting. It's not for bashing any race, any culture. I do have beliefs about certain races and cultures, but I refuse to be censored. Because somebody wants to come on my channel and say these salacious things. I'm not about the salaciousness. I'm about the edification. I'm about the uplifting. So turn your desk around and come back correct, Sock Desk. We don't have to, bash anybody. We can just have a good time. You know what I mean? A good time learning some information. All right. Let's get back to the story here. So Allen told Brown that he was once. Okay, we got there. So Brown was uncomfortable because the man was repeatedly touching her, and he kept getting out of bed. There was no sexual relations between them, Robinson said. So Charles Robinson, the Nashville police detective in the Brown case, testified that there was no sexual contact between them. It didn't make any sense to me. Robinson testified in Brown's trial. Robinson's letter against Clemency, however, in a letter dated in so this is Robinson's letter against Clemency. However, in a letter dated December 12, 2017, Robinson urged Haslam not to grant clemency to Brown. First and foremost, Cyntoia Brown did not commit this murder because she was a child sex slave, as her advocate would like you to believe. Cyntoia Brown's motive for murdering Johnny Allen in his sleep was robbery. Among the evidence cited by Robinson, his first point was how Allen's arms were folded underneath his head and his fingers were interlocked together, which was inconsistent with Brown's telling investigators that he was reaching for a gun. Is that the end of this story? Wow. Well, this case has been tried, adjudicated. There has been a conviction. There has been a sentence. There has been a subsequent clemency, and a release date has been set. So relitigating the case is not going to solve anything. What the purpose of this video was for me and for anybody who didn't know who Cyntoia Brown was. Now we know. According to the Tennessean, according to CNN, and according to Wikipedia, we know a little bit more about who Cyntoia Brown is, a little bit more about who Johnny Allen is, a little bit more about the case. It's up for everybody to make their own decision as to what happened. But one thing I do know is that I am so happy that this young lady has given a lease on life, has given a second lease on life. Our criminal justice system is whacked. It's just as whacked as some of the people in this country. We're going to have to rise above. We're going to have to stick together. And I think that we can do that. This is Gator from the South signing off, you guys. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you so much for being here. I am going to go ahead and get out of here. If you like this, if you've watched this all the way through and you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do so. Go ahead and give the video a thumb, give it a like, thumbs up or down. I know Sock Desk will probably give me a thumb down. Now, don't hate me, Sock Desk. I still love you, bro. I just don't want I don't want all that smoke from the Jews and we can have lively debates on this show, but we don't have to bash anybody. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Thank you guys so much for being here.